No matter which water blasting system you end up purchasing, there are several things you're going to need after the point of purchase. In fact, purchasing a machine is just the first step necessary in your success journey with a water blasting system. What will you need? Well, you need a consistent, predictable supply of spare parts and consumables, because all of these machines use nozzles, filters, hoses, swivel seals, and a variety of other spare parts. So, making sure that the supplier has adequate stock and an adequate supply chain is central to your success. But more than that, telling you what you need on the front end so that you're not blindsided is also very important. In fact, prior to selling water blasting machines, I owned quite a variety of machines from various manufacturers, and you know what I got for spare parts? I got a bag, and inside of that bag was a bunch of mumble-jumble spare parts, and I was told, you know, good luck with the machine, pal. Well, here at Waterblasting Technologies, we have a different system to address your spare parts. When you purchase a machine, you get these two boxes. We've been using this system for over 12 years. In these boxes, there are specifically labeled compartments that have the part number, the quantity you need to have on hand, the description, and adequate space to store those spare parts. So, in addition to spare parts, you need tools. What tools do you need? Well, we know it's a very concise list, and so we have tools available with every unit, and all of the tools that you need to work on that unit are right there in that handy dandy toolbox. What else do you need? Well, perhaps most importantly, you need an operator. You may need help in how you organize your thoughts around selecting the right operator. So we have an operator selection guide to help you frame your thinking on the type of guy or gal you need to run this truck. And then, of course, we have a training program, comprehensive training program that is complete with a test that you can take on SurveyMonkey. And following the test, we tell you how well you did or how well you didn't do. And if your operator fails to perform satisfactorily, we retrain and retest until we're confident in his or her ability to operate the machine. And then we are rolling out very soon a certification program where on an annual basis you'll take continuing education in order to accomplish 3 very simple goals that we have for your operator. And that is to produce maximum results. In other words, that truck is moving as fast forward and producing the optimum production rate that it's capable of producing at minimal cost. So we don't want you changing your nozzles before they need changed. We don't want you changing your filters or other components before they need changed. And before now, it's been subjective, like when is a nozzle bad? Well, you can see in this nozzle selection guide an educational tool that we use to bring objectivity to that discussion. So instead of, hey, change your nozzles when your nozzles get bad, buddy. No, instead, if your nozzles are a 1 through a 5, you're good. If your nozzles are a 5 through a 10, it's time to change. So bringing objectivity to this, also in the damage issue, because the third, producing maximum results at minimal cost without damage on every job. Hey, the number 1 driver of this technology worldwide is the ability to remove the markings or remove the rubber without damaging the underlying substrate. However, until now, it's been a very subjective discussion because what looks like damage to Bill looks pretty good to Don. And so in an attempt to bring objectivity to this discussion, we've developed the Visual Impact Guide. Now this guide graphically and pictorially illustrates various levels of removal. And level 1 removal is the goal, 98% removal, while causing very little to no damage to the underlying substrate. And then we have some pictures over here depicting level 1 removal. Level 2 removal, minimal scarring, very little aggregate or fines removed. It's still a very, very nice job, but a little more impact to the surface. And then level 3, we really see some degradation to the surface here. Level 4 removal, this is, a very terrible result, and in our system requires a sign-off by the contractor or inspector before the operator is allowed to proceed with the removal effort. In our service business here is the incubator into which new processes and procedures and equipment is introduced. Beginning in 2014, we began using exclusively for all of our daily activities and all of our operators a Google Pad. And this Google Pad is an amazing array of information available to operators each day. And the process that they follow is each morning they go through a checklist on that pad that results in a report being filed electronically. There is no paper required. But what it does is it provides a pathway each day for that operator to follow, into which all of his reports are captured, goes immediately to bookkeeping, capturing the quantities he removed, a sign off on the part of the contractor that he worked for, beginning and ending pump hours, and there's even a spot on these reports to take a picture before removal and after removal. What does that do? Well, if we want this operator to produce maximum results at minimal cost without damage, then we need to track the spare parts that he uses each day, and we need some mechanism to remind him each day of the importance of not damaging or negatively impacting roadway surfaces. So the entire purpose of these pictures are to depict the condition of the asphalt or concrete before and after. So really a wonderful, and here you can see an actual live report and the various items. This particular item was 560 linear feet, 6 inches wide, for a total of 280 square feet, and it was a thermoplastic on concrete. Level 2 removal, minimum scarring, very little aggregate and fines removed, as you remember seeing. So we're tying this all together and providing a wonderful path for the operator. Here you can see the signature of the contractor, and guess what? Bookkeeping has this, the moment that that operator clicks end of his day, bookkeeping has a copy of that. It's approved by the dispatch manager over there, and we're able to immediately generate an invoice, and within 24 hours the contractor has his invoicing, and we've got it on our receivables, and it's just fantastic. Now, in addition to that, if there's anything wrong with the truck, the operator has the opportunity to just enter a repair request, and this doesn't go to bookkeeping. Of course, it goes to the maintenance department, and when that truck gets back in town, they've got a form that's indicative of what needs to be addressed on that truck. So additionally, it automates, here's the checklist that I referred to earlier, and all of this takes literally just a few minutes to fill out every day, starting and ending miles and pump hours and tractor hours, and then receipts. All of our receipts are digitally submitted through this program. This is a program that we wrote here specifically for stripe and rubber removal with the stripe hogs. So starting beginning of 2015, in just a couple of days, every unit will have the opportunity to purchase one of these Google Pads at a very reasonable cost that has all of this software. Additionally, for you as an owner, think about this. Have any injuries been incurred during the performance of this job? No. There's just a few other questions there that from a liability perspective really protects us as well. So yeah, isn't that nifty? And as far as I know, there's no other manufacturers out there doing such a thing, but for sure all of these things are issues that you'll have to either buy an existing solution or learn over a very long time and eventually come up with your own solutions for addressing these particular needs. Lastly, but certainly not least, you're going to need a support team at home base. There's going to be things that happen that just sort of confound your operator at times. You're going to need technical support. You need somebody you can talk to. And we have a commitment here at Waterblasting to answer your phone call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And in fact, our after hours phone service, we have a 3-tiered system. And guess who is the third guy to get called? Well, that's me. And I can tell you, I haven't had a call in many years. We have on-call people that handle that. They're very technically knowledgeable and very readily available. So we have a variety of other, when it comes to customer support, we have stripeHogSupport.com. And David, if you'll just go ahead and scroll to stripeHogSupport.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can order parts on this website, and you can see pictorially, and in fact your account discounts will already be in there. You can automatically, even if it's in the middle of the night, you can jump on and order your parts and know that you're getting the proper pricing. And at the end of all that, you can also you can choose your shipping options, and it's just a great way for you to access everything you need no matter what time zone you're in the world. And speaking of time zones, we currently support customers in 42 or 43 countries, and that of course represents a lot of different languages, and we have 9 languages represented here in-house, but we also subscribed last year to a wonderful service at AT&T, and we now can support 175 languages within that 10-minute time frame. And in a technical, there's a certain jargon and linguistics necessary. If you don't know technical language, you may not know how to say bearing or seal or O-ring. And so all of these things, we're very intentional about developing the total package that you'll need after you buy a Stripe Hog. Well, we hope that's the decision you'll make, but the reality is that perhaps another manufacturer has some other mechanism to address all of these concerns, but so far I haven't really seen that in my own experience. So thank you for joining. Again, it was spare parts and tools and operator selection, training, and equipping on a daily basis to do what he or she needs to produce maximum results at minimal cost without damage on every job, and then customer support. So thank you, and until next time, goodbye.